And Kaylee came home talking about this Maddie girl, and the rest was history. I mean, it was Kaylee and Maddie, and
But it started with Maddie's mom coming over here and interviewing us. Sat on our couch, talked to us.
Just talked to us.
Yep.
She was very concerned, very,
sure
very
it was a safe
protective
place.
of, Maddie spending the night places or even coming over for a couple hours during the day,
But it ended with us taking her daughter to another country
and her taking our daughter, to Hawaii,
so
and very
trust was there after.
Yes. But they were just inseparable. Kaylee was either over there or Maddie was at our place, so they had the best of both worlds. They did high school all together, graduated, and
Picked the same school.
Yep. They both went down there and
They rushed in the same week. Went down there.
Yep.
They wanted to get in the same one together, but I don't know how it worked out, but they ended up
going separate ways, and they were, so sad. I'll never forget that day, and they were so sad, and they were happy where they wound up and whatnot, but they weren't together in the same house, and it wound up being the absolute best thing for them, for their friendship.
So they loved U of I. They had a great experience there for those first 3 years. Yeah. They really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Whatnot, but they weren't together in the same house, and it wound up being the absolute best thing for them, for their friendship.
So they loved U of I. They had a great experience there for those first 3 years. Yeah. They really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Kayla was pretty much graduated. She just did her finals on Monday, and that was her last class. Or that would have been her last class.
Would have been her last class on Monday.
Yes.
And that was her last class. Or that would have been her last class.
Would have been her last class on Monday.
Yes.
And she was coming back on Tuesday.
Welcome back to my Mental Health and Crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho quadruples. May the 4 victims rest in peace, condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be served. Kaylee came back to the university to do her final exam. That's what Steve said. And Kaylee's mother said she was coming back on Tuesday. The quadruples happened early Sunday morning, the 13th of November. It was said that Kaylee had a stalker, although Idaho Moscow police debunked that. The vape shop manager said that Kaylee and Maddie told him they used to come in a group of girls to protect and follow Kaylee so that she would be safe from the stalker. The stalker was even seen by Kaylee and Maddie, or by Kaylee, near the corner club at daytime. He was following Kaylee. I don't even think the police have bothered to investigate thoroughly if Kaylee had a stalker or not. If Kaylee had a stalker, and if someone was really obsessed with Kaylee and they wanted to unalive her, allegedly, this was the perfect timing, because Kaylee was studying from home. She just came to show off her Land Rover, according to her family, to Maddie and the sorority girls. Kaylee came back because she was going to her sorority party. I've heard that this is just speculations and rumors that Dylan Mortensen, the witness, actually invited Kaylee as a plus one. I wonder if this is true, and if it's true, was this all a setup? Was DM told to invite Kaylee over? Did someone plan this? Like the stalker. Kaylee had the most and worst injuries. Her parents said that she was brutally stabbed over 50 times, is what I've heard. And if that is true, then it clearly shows that Kaylee could have been the most important target there. I've always thought that there could have been one target upstairs, either Kaylee or Maddie, and one target downstairs, E or Zano. Kaylee and Maddie went to Idaho Moscow University for 3 years. That was the final years. I wonder how many friends they made and how many enemies they made. I wonder how many secret admirers there were. Could BK be the stalker, allegedly? Or was it maybe Kaylee's ex, Jack D? Kaylee was moving on. Kaylee got a job in Austin, Texas. There have been rumors flying around that Adam Lauder, the Adam that was at the Corner Club, who's a roommate with Jack D, took the job or the position of the job that Kaylee was offered after she was unalived. And that is completely untrue. Kaylee was studying business and management. Adam was studying something totally different. I believe Adam got a job in Texas, Austin too. I personally believe that the police have taken the stalker incident very lightly for their own purpose. Because if there was a stalker, that is the first person who should be checked. Somebody was clearly stalking Kaylee for Maddie and her friends to be always surrounding Kaylee. Why was Kaylee on her phone the whole 10 minutes of the grub truck? Who was she texting? And who was she receiving messages from? I wonder if Kaylee was trying to tell us something with this picture here. She was taking many pictures, but they did not look like selfies of herself. It looked like Kaylee wanted to capture the background and the people standing at the background. Kaylee was quite alert that night. She was following with things and certain people. If you follow the grub truck video well, she was smiling and having a laugh, but she was quite observant. But sadly enough, none of them could see what would happen later. All these people should have been investigated properly. Pay attention to the guy with the white jersey, white and red jersey. He's been texting and looking at Kaylee and Maddie for a while. I wonder if that is blood, red liquid that I see on the guy with the white jersey is shoes. Allegedly. I don't know if it's because the floor is wet or if that could be actually blood. I wonder what's up with his shoe color. Why does these shoes look a bit red in color? Pay attention to his shoes. Is it me, or is one of his shoes red, although he has on white shoes? One is completely white, but the other one has red marks on it. I wonder where this man has been. And the strange thing is he keeps on looking at Kaylee and Maddie the whole night. Him and the three people standing next to him. Why is his shoes red? Guys, I should say allegedly because I'm not sure. But I've found so many things in the grub truck and Banfield that I've exposed. I'm surprised that I'm seeing this picture now. Is there red stains on his shoes? Was that blood? Allegedly. Number 9 is up to no good.
So people have fallen. People have fallen. Sorry, I'm talking to Twitch.
People have fallen. People have fallen, is what the grub truck manager said loudly. And then he says, sorry. I'm talking to the live stream, I guess. He was talking to someone. What does he mean by people have fallen? Could it have been Zana and Ethan? Just a question. Why would you come with that term, people have fallen? In UK, when somebody says people are fallen or someone's fallen, that means someone's unalived, allegedly. What did he mean by that? I want to know why his shoes look a bit red. Allegedly. Pay attention. Where has this guy been? And he's been standing there for a long time. I haven't seen him ordering food. He keeps on looking at the direction of Kaylee and Maddie. Pay attention to how he's looking at Maddie when allegedly number 9 is putting something in her mouth. Number 9 gives his ticket to the counter. At the same time, he puts something in Maddie's mouth. We can agree to disagree because some people believe that he put a chewing gum in her mouth. And why would he put a chewing gum so blatantly, hiding it? Give the person the chewing gum. Why would he put it in the mouth? He has a girlfriend. We've seen his girlfriend running around kissing him, so why would he do that? The way he's leaning on Maddie isn't right. I heard the toxicological reports came back negative, but I wouldn't expect anything to come out correct in this case because I personally believe that this is a cover-up. I believe that Brian Christopher Koberger could definitely be involved. He could have been even hired as a hitman, allegedly. But I don't think he was the only suspect. I think there were plenty of more. Look at them. Look at number 8. Look at number 9. Pay attention to this guy in the jersey and the jeans. They all have their attention on Kaylee and Maddie. I really believe that Kaylee had a stalker. His shoes still look red for me. I wonder where he has been that night, allegedly. I wonder what Saeed was watching on his phone. right in front of the undercover cops. Pay attention to what he's watching on his phone. You have someone with a ski mask. Or is it those K9 masks? The COVID mask. You can see the eyes. Is that Brian Koberger? Allegedly. But the neck looks like a female. And then you have Kaylee, I personally believe, sitting on the bed, because that's exactly how her parents described that she was found. She was found in the sitting position. She was stuck. She couldn't get out. And you can see allegedly red liquid there on the bed. This is not something I made up. I think this is the first thing I ever exposed in this case. Then it went viral. Many people have been putting it on TikTok and YouTube. And I like that. I'm really enjoying that. Because it's important to expose what we see. This is not something we made up. You can clearly see Saeed's thumb on the phone. The police officer asked him to show his driving license, and after he showed the driving license, this is what he was watching. I doubt he was watching Netflix or some horror movie, because you can clearly see the pictures. The people at the grub truck, like Joe Vito, was watching pictures. Although they were blurry, you could see 3 or 4 shadows or figures standing around, someone on the floor. Trigger warning. I think it's important to expose what we see, but I don't understand why it hasn't been investigated thoroughly. Why hasn't Saeed's phone, Joe Vito's phone, the people at the grub truck, many of the people at the grub truck, why weren't their phones investigated? And these 3 minors were stopped for the alcohol stop, because they all were looking at their phones. What was actually going on? Let's not forget, at 2:54, while this traffic stop is going on, is when we hear a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." 2:52 was the last phone call Kaylee and Maddie made to Jack D, who was allegedly sleeping, which I don't believe, in my opinion. Jack D had a lot of injuries and bruises on his hand. I don't understand how the Galvez family are so sure that he wasn't involved. Why didn't you let him speak in the memorial? And why did Steve give him that look of death? No one in the family wanted to associate with Jack D in the beginning. What changed? Where was he that night? He was at the grub truck. He was one of the last people to speak to Kaylee and Maddie. Then we had Jack Showalter kind of threatening the girls by saying, "You know they're going to get you for this, Maddie." And they did actually get Maddie, Kaylee, and the couple. That can't be a coincidence. This truck, I personally believe, that passed at 3:01 in front of Taylor Avenue, I personally believe is the truck that came from 1122 Kings Road. And I'll explain to you why. If you remember in the beginning, we could see a car headlight flashing from 1122 Kings Road. And later on, it was hardly or never spoken about. I believe this was the same car, because I paid attention to when the headlights was on 1122 Kings Road. Within a couple of seconds, this car passed. I wonder if this was someone fleeing from the scene. DM, his stepmother, owns a SUV like that, allegedly. We've seen a picture with DM holding the keys of a SUV that is exactly this make and model. Where did this truck come from and where was it going? And at 3:12, you have the four figures running from 1122 Kings Road side towards Sigma Chi fraternity. Where's the three unidentified male DNAs? Like I said, BK could have been involved, but there are three unidentified male DNA evidence there. Was it the four figures running? Was it these four figures, these four people standing at the Banfield with the undercover police? Was it people in Matt's party? Was it Shawalter, allegedly? Was it the Davids, allegedly? Like the 4chan said, there are three unidentified male DNAs. Where are they? Ann Taylor used to ask about it in the beginning, but she gave up because she was busy trying to get the venue changed, which I respect her for. She did a great job. Thank God that the survey was conducted because it showed how unfair people in Idaho Moscow are. They were on BK's head in a silver plate, without any trial, without any judge, jury, prosecutor, defense attorney, or witnesses. They want to pin everything on Brian Christopher Koberger because I believe they know exactly what happened to the four victims. And I personally believe the people in Sigma Chi, some of the fraternity boys, were involved. The reason I say Sigma Chi fraternity is because they were under the microscope, they were under investigation. There wasn't any camera to show if anyone left or came back running like the four figures. I'm sure there was a camera, but they turned it off. It's impossible that a big fraternity like Sigma Chi does not have cameras. Something is not right with these boys. Because honestly, they don't seem to me as though they're really intoxicated. I used to be a bartender when I was in my 20s. And I used not drink. I don't drink. But we know when somebody is intoxicated and when we have to stop serving them. These three boys look like they were out for a mission. Why would you have sunglasses on or goggles or whatever he has on? The one in the right seems to have clothes on that belongs to a female, allegedly. Look at how short the shirt is for him. They all three look like they were up to no good. None of them are looking at the police. They all look like their minds are somewhere else. The one on the right is standing with the defensive mode, his arms crossed. The one in the middle is looking at the floor. None of them want to make eye contact with the cops. But where were they? Where did they come from? Let's not forget, Eaton, his mother said 2 a.m. is the hardest time for them. This stop started at 2:52 or 2:54. Could these young men have been involved in a fight with E and Zano? Did they pay them a visit before Maddie and Kaylee came home? I always say up to today, and I've said that from the beginning, I personally believe it was two separate incidents, but all 4 victims were the targets. I don't believe 1 or 2 victims were the targets. Unless, like I said before, it's 1 on the 3rd floor and 1 on the 2nd floor. But where did these young men come from? And the one on the right has on Vans shoes. The reason I mentioned that is it was mentioned in the affidavit that a Vans shoe later footprint was seen in front of DM's room. Wonder if he borrowed Bethany's clothes, allegedly. Looks too small on him. Why is his hand so red? I've noticed this young man has been hiding his hands for a while. He never puts his hands down. Let's see what he's got going there. Do you all see what I see? Oh my God. Wow, guys, you see that? These men need to be investigated. I need to research this more and zoom in more into it. Let's see it once again. That doesn't look like a normal injury. The one in the middle is smarter. He has his hands in his pocket all the time. But this one's hands are red from here. We can see that clearly. Let me know what y'all think, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about his hand. Banfield and the grub truck are 2 clips that I personally feel like is a gift that never stops giving. There's always something there to see. I always found these 3 guys as a red flag and saw it. Please like, share, and subscribe.